Unfortunately, what kind of taints this experiment for Ludwig is that he's still writing the script. He's still creating the content, and he's been in this shit for a long time, and he's developed these skills over the course of the time that he's been doing it. I made a secret YouTube channel to prove it's not luck by Ludwig. 2 million sub channel, very successful content creator, does a lot of cool content, very cool guy. And apparently this video is about trying to show people that it's not all just luck when it comes to becoming successful on YouTube. Now, of course, this is interesting to me because I also have a YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're very clear on that idea. I also have a Twitch stream, twitch.tv/ConureCC. Streams every other day, 5 and 6 p.m. Pacific times when they usually start. So obviously this kind of video is going to be interesting to me. Now, I do have my own takes, and I've talked about this a bunch of times on stream before, about how I feel about content creation, how I feel about best practices to get better success or see better success in the space. The bare bones of it seem to be that networking and collaboration with other creators is the biggest way and best and most consistent way you will ever gain more viewership than anything else. So by collaborating and creating content with other creators, being featured on their channels if they're bigger than you and vice versa, that is the primary way you're ever going to grow as a content creator. Outside of that, providing unique content in a way that other people aren't delivering that kind of content is a good way to get your name out there. There are a variety of other things. Regardless, what I would hope to see from this Ludwig video, even if the actual point of the video, I don't know if it'll be made manifest, there should still be some good stuff to learn here. So if you are an aspiring content creator, it could be a good video to watch. So let's go.
Is success on YouTube mostly luck?
A lot of it is.
Or is it mostly skill? People always ask me,
Ludwig,
if you had to start your channel over, what would you do? I think they're mostly asking so they can just do that and hopefully get successful. But I was kind of wondering, what would I do? How would I get successful if I couldn't use my face, my voice, or any of my current following? Would I stick with 10 viewers? Would I get to 100? Would I get thousands of views? I don't know. So I've made a brand new channel. And today I'm gonna find out if YouTube is mostly based on luck or mostly based on skill. I even called up a good friend of mine to see what his thoughts on this theory was. And I think he knows a thing or two about YouTube. He's on his way to success there. Hey Siri, call Jimmy Beast. Yo, Jimmy.
What up, dog?
I have a question for you.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to do a YouTube video. And then the premise of the YouTube video is starting a brand new channel from scratch and trying to see if I can get views without my current name or branding at all.
Okay.
And I was wondering how much of YouTube you think is luck versus skill.
It's 99% skill. If you knew what you're doing, you could do that. 100%.
Cap. I'm calling cap on that. Now, I don't know how you quantify 99% and having that be skill, quote unquote. I'm calling a cap on that one. There is a substantial amount of luck that you need to get to be successful on any platform. Now, that being said, there is skill involved as well. There is skill involved in knowing best practices that increase your probability of success. But to claim that the level of luck involved is as little as 1%, regardless of how exactly you quantify that, that's cap.
All right, so if Mr. Beast thinks it's 99% skill and not that luck-based, then I should be able to get some amount of success. So I'm gonna set a challenge. I'm gonna give myself 24 hours to get at least 1,000 views. It's not hundreds of thousands and it's not millions, but
people who are successful are far more likely to say it was skill that got them there than luck. Yeah, isn't there a phenomenon? It's like survivorship bias or some shit, but not exactly that. Where obviously people are going to be more likely to attribute skill to their success as a way to boost their ego or whatever, rather than, admitting that there was a substantial amount of luck involved. I don't think there's any problem with admitting that you got lucky in some ways, not fully, not all of your success is going to be luck, but you would have to be foolish to assume that literally anybody, given the correct skill level, should be able to be successful. There are a lot of content creators out there that are better at what they do than me, in my opinion, that aren't doing as well as me simply because they don't have the connections, the small connections that I have that have helped me get to this point. The way that I got to the level that I'm at, of course, was a good amount of labor on my part. That's indisputable, but a lot of it was luck as well. I have no problem admitting that.
I'm limited in what assets I can use. I can't use my own face and I can't use my own voice, but I still think I can get 1,000 views in less than a day. And you know what? If I don't, I'll delete my main channel. That's how confident I am. So here's what I did. I wrote out a script of a video that I thought would be pretty good. It's kind of like a video essay, but it's on Twitch streamers, specifically my good friend Mizkif.
So we're already off to a good start. One of the big ways that you as an aspiring content creator can gain more eyeballs on your content is by making content for other more popular streamers. So no disrespect, but we go to a channel like Austinox, our king for the Hasanabi heads. Nearly all of this content, if not all of it, is content made around Hassan. Hassan is already a massive streamer. His YouTube channel's popping off. There's a lot of other people that do this. Austinox is just one of the more popular ones in the community. And all of these videos do exceptionally well. And they're all, fully monetized if, making money is a thing you need to do to pay your bills. We've got 55K subs. Each of these videos getting at least more than 10K views. And essentially all you're doing is making content for a more popular creator to watch. That is one of the biggest ways that you can get your name out there. So like this is really good if you're an artist, for instance, if you draw or paint, or if you make music. If you make content like that for these streamers, there's a chance that they'll watch it and then shout you out as a result if it's something that's interesting to them. And that can be a good way to get a bunch of eyeballs on you. I've thought about doing things like these in the past. I used to draw a lot, but I don't really dabble that much anymore for, a variety of reasons. But it is a really good idea. So that's a really good starting point to use. But anyway, this is a good start.
And then I hired someone on Fiverr to read out the exact script. All right, here's the script.
So what's interesting about this for anybody that has an ideology that makes you care about this, hiring somebody on Fiverr, I don't know how much money is being spent here. For the purposes of this video, I'd imagine Ludwig is trying to be very bare bones in the budget, because the idea is you're an aspiring creator, you don't have a lot of capital to play with, like Ludwig would. It would make sense that you would do that, right? But if you're using Fiverr, unfortunately, because of the way that Fiverr works, depending on how much you paid for the script, you might be underpaying people for their labor, which doesn't really sit well with me and my values, but I mean, it is what it is.
I wrote out, it's called How a Door Made This Man $1 Million. And then I recorded myself. The pandemic will be remembered as a time of economic despair, mental isolation, and further polarization of the political parties in
Yeah,
America.
thank God you hired someone else to read this. Holy shit.
Why do I sound like a journalist? I sound like a news anchor. But I don't want to have myself read it because people know what my voice sounds like. So that's not really going to fly. So instead, what I did is I hired someone on Fiverr. In total, this cost me $131. The reason for that was mostly because I needed the rights to use it in my own YouTube video for commercial reasons, which is super fair and a really good thing that the Fiverr artists put in. So
Hell yeah.
I have no problem with that at all. But it should be free for you guys at home. And then
Yeah,
I hired...
Shit. So yeah, in this case, actually, that is true. Unless your content, you don't want to use your own voice and you want to hire people. If this is based around an individual creator, so myself, for instance, you could just use your own voice. So you wouldn't have to pay anybody because you don't have to pay yourself. So that does make sense. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
An editor, and
Sorry.
this also is not something you have to do at home. You could just, get editing tools. Some costs money, but even those ones you could get if you know exactly where to get it.
Wow, this
and then edit
anti-capitalist
yourself.
praxis,
I didn't do this
dude.
because, I'm doing this on the side.
Dude, Comrade Ludwig. That's crazy.
Fun little project. But here's what the final video looks like.
The largest streaming platform, Twitch, has over doubled their monthly average viewers, according to Twitch Tracker. The pandemic created...
Looks pretty good. So I've made this video. It's like a 3-minute, 45-second video essay on specifically Mizkif. And the reason I did it on Mizkif is, one, because I think I have a decent amount of knowledge on this. So I'm speaking as an authority, writing. But also, I know one thing about streamers, and it's the same thing that got me to sell merch by using TTS before. They have huge inflated egos.
True.
So if I have this video uploaded and somehow get Mizkif to click on the video, he'll probably watch it. So that's my plan right now.
Good plan.
If I can get Mizkif to watch us on stream in front of about 45,000 people, well, I think that's a win, but also a lot of them will click on it, and I think there's a chance that this video might get a decent amount of views. So let's create the channel. What do I want?
We've got a good foundation for success here. I do agree. So far, we're sticking to a lot of best practices.
To call it? What's something that would be Twitch friendly that because I want people who are on Twitch to come over, but not too on the nose like history of Twitch. Who's the one that goes, why 50% of people live south of this line, Canada? What is that video? Real life lore. What if I just call it online lore? I kind of like online lore. So here's what the channel looks like now. Online
Nice.
lore, it has this little logo, has the loading thing. I really
This
like
is
how-
actually a good point too. Branding is not super important. And I understand why people over-focus on branding and aesthetics. I do, because, you know, that's how my brain works. But a lot of people, it seems like people will get like hyper-focused on how their things look. So like their YouTube banners, their Twitch overlays, they will hyper-focus on making that look as good as possible because those kinds of things are very material. You can immediately affect that stuff and try to make it look as good as possible. Now, the problem with that is that you can have the best Twitch overlay in the game. And if nobody's looking at you, does it really matter? No. Not really. And I've actually come to learn this. I put a lot of effort into my overlays until I got to this one, which is pretty chill. And it's literally just, let me hide it real quick. It's literally just, it's just Hassan's overlay, essentially. Where I have what I'm looking at over here, and then I have my main chat over here, because I have my own website, conure.cc/live, check it out, make an account with your favorite social media, etc. And then I have my chat arena on another monitor, which is my Twitch chat. This is a really bare bones setup, but I made an overlay for it because I think it looks a lot better. And that's just the branding that I like to do. But you do not need to worry too much about branding, it would seem. But if it's something that you have the skill set to do, then, you know, go for it. But this kind of really bare bones stuff could potentially actually be better for people. People like authenticity. And if you like front load all of your stuff with a lot of branding, then people can actually get turned off to it. So for instance, if we look at my subscription feed, I sub to a lot of very high subscription count creators, and you see all these thumbnails, they're pretty low impact. There's not a lot of branding in a lot of these. And then you eventually come along and, oh, one of my videos is there. And while I do think I put a little bit more effort into my thumbnails than I might have to, I feel like this thumbnail fits in with the other thumbnails we're looking at, which is a good thing because it means that other people who are normally watching these more popular accounts might also click on mine. When you see something that follows a format, it might feel like you have to watch the other videos to get it. It feels like you're missing out if you don't watch the other content. Potentially, yeah. Anyway, that's one thing I noticed. So the fact that the branding for this account is very low impact can actually make it look more authentic, which can lead to people being more likely to be interested in it.
But now we need to upload our video. So let me get that pulled up. One quick key, by the way, if you guys are ever uploading videos, they'll use whatever the video's file name is for the algorithm in some ways.
Really?
So basically, like as a keyword finder for the search engine, if you have some of the keywords inside.
I have notifications on, so I just click when I'm notified. That's because you're one of the real ones in Lonely and Lucid. If you have not yet put all notifications on, when you click that bell after subscribing, you're a fool. You should do that. It's a very good way to make sure you get every single video. We only upload twice a week right now, so it doesn't really clutter the feed either. Anyway.
Side of the file name as you're uploading it, I believe that YouTube will use that information. All right, let's upload it. Ms.
He says he's a
Twitch
believes.
streamer, and the actual title.
We do this as well. The file names usually have keywords in them for my YouTube channel. I just didn't know that that might actually be a thing YouTube worries about.
Title for this is, I think I had one, how a door made this streamer $1 million.
It's a pretty
so
meta.
Now the only thing I have to worry about.
Pretty meta title. YouTube titles seem to go through metas. Same for thumbnails a little bit, but to a lesser extent. And a lot of it is very simple stuff like this. So I try to emulate that as well. Titles and thumbnails are very important because that's how you increase your impressions click-through rate, meaning if people are recommended this content that they've never seen before, how likely are they to click through and actually watch it? The title and thumbnail are a big part of that.
About is the title and the thumbnail. I think the title, How a Door Made This Streamer $1 Million, is pretty catchy. It doesn't need to have Mizkif's name in it because a streamer, it touches more people. Like, even though Mizkif's a big streamer, most people who know about streaming don't know who Mizkif is.
Makes sense.
With how big he is. And if you do know who Mizkif is, you'll see him in the thumbnail, so you'll click it anyway. I hope you enjoyed watching. All right, let's just do that. Keep it simple. That's all good. That's all good. We'll start it out private, and then we'll hit save. So now what we need to do is we need to make a thumbnail. Gang. So I want a picture of Mizkif.
I love making thumbnails. It's so fun for me.
Mizkif.
I make all of my own.
Also, wait, you know what I could use is his YouTube channel has the intro that he uses every time.
Hey.
Ooh, I like this one a lot, actually. All right, that's really good. Now let's get the actual door isolated. Now we have just the door. We can add a drop shadow. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better.
Looks like shit.
And maybe we just cut out the bottom of the couch, and now the door is completely centered.
I would think rather you would want like an outer glow or something. Not only that, what I would do is I would increase the exposure of everything here, but particularly the door to make it more vibrant. And then I would make on a separate layer the background darker so that it really isolates it. How I do this for anybody who cares. What we have here is a very convoluted thumbnail, but I think it's a really good one. So if we look at the girls that are here in this is the background. This is what it looks like. But essentially I have, through using the exposure tool, I have increased how bright it is. And you know, just fucked around with it. And then I used the brightness and contrast to turn it down. And then I overlay a vector of the subject of this part of the image, which is the two girls here. And I've done the same. I've increased their exposure, etc., to make them more vibrant and pop. And not only that, I've given them a drop shadow to kind of isolate them from the background itself. I think that's a really good way to do this. And I think if you did that with the door here, it could be a lot better, but we'll see how it goes. Sorry, I got distracted.
Like that seems pretty good. The door seems kind of narrow though, right? Is it crazy to just...
It's not crazy to just do that, no.
Literally widen it artificially. And then let's get a picture of Ms. Kiff. And now the best way to get a thumbnail picture of someone is to just go to their YouTube. These creators literally upload HD pictures of themselves constantly, and you can just take them. And then we can just yoink that,
nice.
Put it here. I'm no means an expert, so there are probably quicker ways to do everything I'm doing.
I use the path tool and then path to selection.
What I'm comfortable with doing, and I can do it at a decent pace. So, for example, right now I need to isolate just his head.
Nice.
There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks pretty good. I think the door doesn't stand out enough, though.
That's what I said.
The door's just a bit small, I think. Okay, maybe I get rid of the stroke, but I have an arrow. For some reason, the arrow makes it just more visible.
Always have
I don't
an
like
arrow.
the red stroke around the door.
Very
I'm going to
helpful.
go with the arrow. And then let's cap off the thumbnail. Let's title it Ms. Kiff Thumbo Final Classic YouTube Rule. Always
True.
title it Final. And then let's go to the channel. Here's the video. Let's change the thumbnail. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Nice.
I think this is really catchy. I like it a lot.
By the way, just a pro tip for anybody who cares. If you did cut out Ms. Kiff there, for instance, or whatever the subject is, save that. I have a folder of several different content creators, political entities, etc., even logos, and I have them all saved in a folder. So for instance, if I ever needed to use this picture of Ms. Kiff again, and I didn't save that, I would either have to rip it from the file that I made this thumbnail with, or I would have to cut it out again. So just save every asset, every vector that you ever make, just save it. You never know when you're gonna need it again, and it would be a lot easier to just, you know, drag it into a thing.
Publish it. Now, again, this channel has literally 0 viewers, 0 subscribers. How a door made the streamer $1 million. So I think the first thing to do is go to Ms. Kiff's Reddit. Again, the goal is to
I will say, so we're trying to figure out how much of this is luck and how much of this is skill. The big part of the skill that we're seeing on display right now, obviously because Ludwig has been in the game for a long time, he's very successful doing what he's doing currently. So he has a lot of understanding of the meta on YouTube. So a lot of the skill being displayed here right now is, first off, the title. How a door made the streamer $1 million. It's an informative title, but it leaves a bit of inquiry there. Like, oh, how did this door make a streamer $1 million? Like a door making somebody money? That's pretty interesting, right? So like, obviously, even like the script that was written and the subject matter, there's skill involved there as well. Not only that, but the thumbnail, knowing what people like to see in a thumbnail that increases the impressions click-through rate, very important as well. So there is a good amount of skill here. I think where the luck manifests is, you know, algorithm type beat, trying to catch a wave in that way. Not always going to work. Sometimes you get really lucky and a video pops. You never know how it's going to happen necessarily. And along with that, a lot of the luck will come in, I would imagine later on, we could try to find more of it. But there is a good amount of skill being displayed here. That is not up for dispute. It's just how much of it.
Again, the goal is to hit about 1,000 views. And I think Ms. Kiff watching this video is a good start. Oh, Megalol, Mizzy carried by a door. That's like a good clickbait title. Let's just post it, see how that does.
So what you would need to know is like, what's the meta for posts on this subreddit, whatever you're posting on, knowing what the meta is for titles and whatnot, and what would make people more likely to click it. That's skill. That is the skill portion here. And posting to Reddit, by the way, is really good. There's a variety of different communities that you could post a video to. And even if it doesn't pop off, you might get an extra couple views here and there. You might get more people aware of your brand by having seen just the thumbnail there. And should they see it more often, they might actually click it at some point. There's a lot of ways where that's really beneficial. So that's part of the skill.
So let's maybe make a new account. Turbo World News. All right, I think my game plan is I'm going to
Turbo
shower.
World
I'm going to
News?
come back, and then hopefully they're done
Like
with this.
Turbo Nerd News, am I right?
And then hopefully by then I can link the video and they can watch it. So that's my current game plan. He's got no content now. I'm gripping the dono. He's watching Emi Code Miko.
Yeah.
So here's another part of the skill, right? So there's luck and skill involved here. The luck would be, does he actually click on it? The skill would be waiting for the content to dry up, waiting for a moment where not a whole lot is happening, and then launching, you know, this donation to try to influence him to be like, oh, well, this is some content I could use right now because I currently not, you know, doing anything in particular. Maybe that'll increase the probability that he clicks it.
All right, I'm grabbing it. Oh, I hope this works. Otherwise, it's such a waste of 50 bucks.
Okay. Wait, it's got 50 bucks.
I titled
Someone
it
called you the biggest streamer in the world?
Easy Bait.
How a door made the streamer $1 million.
Someone called you the biggest streamer in the world. You gotta stroke the ego, dude. You have to stroke the ego. Ludwig did say streamers have big egos, and that's true. If you're to sit in front of a camera and just have your audio visual experience of just existing, whatever other content you do, like, you have to have a bit of an ego. And now some more than others, you know, but it's true.
Okay, he's hooked. He's hooked.
Oh, that door.
He's hooked! Yes!
The thing is like the amount of luck involved here. So like, obviously, if you have $50 to spend on a donation that he might not even click on, that's a good amount of money for some people. It's not always viable, right? But sometimes you don't even need the $50. You know, sometimes you could just get lucky by posting it in the chat and maybe he clicks on it. The other part of it is like, this video has 22 views right now. It came out literally, like, this channel has like no subs and it's got 22 views. So like, if I'm a streamer and there's a video given to me, even without the money attached, but especially with the money attached, and it has like no views, like, holy shit, am I about to get TOS'd? Am I about to get baited? Sometimes streamers will just not watch a thing because it doesn't have a lot of views, which is like a self-preservation, you know, tactic. You don't want to get TOS'd.
Is this gonna stroke my ego?
The pandemic
Yes!
will be remembered as a time of economic
Let's go!
He's watching
Let's
it.
go!
No, another thing that is good for this is that this video is what, like 4 minutes long that Ludwig made? If like he donated 50 bucks and like linked a 30-minute video, there's no shot Mizkif is sitting through a 30-minute video. Unless he is very aware that the content in that 30-minute video is going to be something that he's going to be interested in watching for content. It could decrease the probability that he watches it to begin with if it's got like 30 minutes. So the fact that it's only 4 minutes long, very good. Short, sweet, to the point, concise content is always going to do better. The amount of time that's on this little time code on the bottom right does influence whether or not somebody's going to click on a thing.
Hold on, this guy struck my ego. I'm not listening.
That being said, there is a market for people who like longer videos. It's just that it's going to be harder to find the audience initially when you're in your growth stage as a channel to be able to like get into that market of people who really like longer videos.
Unless you are a streamer.
A streamer.
The largest streaming platform, Twitch, has over doubled their
wanna
monthly
read chat.
average viewers, according to Twitch track.
Yeah, and people say Twitch is dying and everyone's going to YouTube and blah, 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 and this, and that. And then we double our viewership in 1 year. Eat my ass, chat.
There is a great mystery on what it
XQ
takes
cow.
to be one of the biggest streamers in the world. Some rise to the top with their world-class gaming skills. Others have developed well-thought-out, unique content that rivals cable television.
True.
And then there's Mizkif. He is a top 50 streamer in the world, easily making over $1 million every year. The reason? The door standing right behind him. It shouldn't come as a surprise that cable television is on its way out.
A hook.
Since 2015, 20% of...
So like, this is where skill is involved, okay? The formatting of this script, which we actually haven't seen much from in this video until this point, the formatting of this script is very good. There's like a lot of actual like literary techniques being employed that you may not have if you don't have the necessary writing skill to make a script like this. He said, oh, the hook. The hook is like, oh, how did Mizkif make his money? Oh, it's the door, which is referenced in the thumbnail and the title. And we get to that point in the script. I don't know how far into the video we are. It's a 4-minute video, so we're probably like a minute and a half in before we're getting to like the main part of what's being referenced in the title and the thumbnail. And by that point, you have to watch the rest of it. That's what the point of the hook is. And that is the level of skill that is involved here.
Americans have dropped the service, according to a survey by the Pew Research Center. But that doesn't remove the influence of cable television shows. Look no further than streamers emulating or straight...
The voice acting itself is the skill. Usually YouTuber doesn't hire voice actors, they just talk themselves. That is true as well. Being able to deliver this information and being able to talk, so not only just with a script, but off the cuff, which is what every single one of my YouTube videos has been past the reboot. I'm talking off the cuff. I don't have a script. I don't have even notes to reference a lot of the time. I'm just talking. I'm just delivering my takes. And if you enjoy the way that I deliver them, that's the skill I've developed over the time that I've been able to do this. I tried making React content a long time ago. I was terrible. It was dog shit. I did very poorly with it. I could not format what I wanted to say. I couldn't like think ahead in the moment to try to think about what I wanted to say and how I wanted to deliver it. So a lot of that public speaking skill is also very, very helpful. Now, obviously with scripted content, it's going to be easier. Going off the cuff like I am right now, not as easy, especially starting up, which is why, in my opinion, if you are a content creator that's just starting with YouTube or even TikTok is going to be infinitely better than starting with Twitch. Twitch is a lot of improv. Twitch is a lot of speaking, you know, off the top of your dome, you know. On TikTok, on YouTube, you can plan out what you want to say before you even make the content. And it's usually better discoverability anyway.
Ripping off popular game shows for a younger Twitch audience. But Miskiff has taken something from sitcoms that make shows like Seinfeld, Friends, and Happy Days American staples. The sitcom...
No, now what I would say actually is, it's not the door necessarily that made Mizkiff $1 million. It's the fact that he invited Simply to live with him. That is around when he actually made his jump to making that amount of money, simply because Simply is in the house with him. It's true. Many are saying this.
When fan favorite characters walk through one of these 3 doors, American audiences would go wild.
This is such a cool idea. The script for this is also skill. Being able to create a video like this, have this concept of, oh, the sitcom entrance for the door, that's skill, that's brain power, that's not luck, that's knowing how to format this kind of shit. It is a bit unfair, this video, as we've gotten into it. If you really wanted to test this out, you would like somehow have somebody who's never made content before, give them like a little bit of the best practices they could find on like a regular Google search, trying to find out how to be better at making content, and then having them just make the content and see what happens. Unfortunately, what kind of taints this experiment for Ludwig is that he's still writing the script. He's still creating the content, and he's been in this shit for a long time, and he's developed these skills over the course of the time that he's been doing it. So he's already starting off further along in the race than somebody who's never made content before. So it kind of does muddy the waters of what we're trying to do here. But regardless of like the actual like hypothesis of this video, the things that he is teaching people watching it are still very helpful. So I think the video is still good for that. I just don't know that it really truly meets the point of it. I think it would be a more concise experiment if you got somebody else who's never made content before to do it, rather than Ludwig making a secret channel using the skill that he's developed to do it.
Studio audience with a Twitch chat, Miskiff is doing...
My brain is busted. I literally tried to click on the little channel points box down here, just because I saw it. Oh, God.
Dude, we need a fucking... we need a clap track or whatever the fuck
This is good.
Miskiff has an open door policy, meaning anyone can not only go to his house, but walk right into his stream room while he's live. The door is more center frame than Miskiff. This has led to new and familiar faces walking through that door, with chat able to immediately react to who showed up.
I thought that was
day.
Connery's pants.
Collaboration is a staple of growth for any YouTuber.
I also have an open door policy. My door's open right now. There's 2 nice cats that walk in here every now and again that you could see if you came to twitch.tv/conurcc, because they usually don't make it into the YouTube videos, unfortunately, because they'd fuck off while I'm doing YouTube videos for some reason. However, my housemates can walk in at any given time, should they be, you know, willing and wanting to do that, and they have. But obviously it's not the same. I don't have a streamer house, you know, in the way that Miskiff does. And people don't come over, but anyway.
But the mystery of who will show up while Miskiff is live is what keeps the viewers excited.
Bro, imagine Train just walked through my fucking door. That would be intriguing.
He just walks in and tries to sell you an NFT, apparently.
Miskiff is one of the fastest growing streamers on the platform.
There he is!
And has catapulted himself from Ice Poseidon's cameraman to one of the biggest creators in the world, all thanks to a door.
All right, here's how I get views now.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe so I know to keep making more
You don't
videos
even have other videos, dude. You gave me $50. You know what you're doing. Look, I'll post it once.
Woo!
I'm a cheap bitch.
Winner.
God, you're so
Let's go. Now
Let's
the
go.
question is, will people on chat click on it? Oh! Holy shit, no, look at the
53.
likes. 225 likes.
Damn.
The goal was 1,000 views. We're already at 260. I'm curious now if people click on it, the positive reception, if I get good watch.
So this is what I said before. One of the big ways that you can possibly get more eyeballs on your content is to make content for other bigger content creators, especially Twitch streamers, because Twitch streamers watch content on stream, whereas YouTubers, if they make like prepared content, it's not as easy. They might share it on their social media, which is still helpful. But for Twitch streamers specifically, if you can get them to watch the content or look at the content you made for them, that is a good way to get your name out there. Very helpful.
Through. Oh, look at this. I know. This is insane. Wait.
That's crazy. Dude, everyone was so nice.
I know. Because it was just good content, which
True.
is one of the key takeaways. It was actually good content. And it was 3 minutes and 48 seconds. If this was like a 15-minute video, Mizkif would have clicked out probably 4 minutes in.
That's what I said.
Stopped farming jokes, been like, I'm tired of this. Yeah. Look at this. This is going to hit 1,000 almost within the first few minutes. It's been about 4 days since I uploaded this video. I spent about $600 to make it with the editor, the voiceover guy, and then
$600
the marketing efforts.
God damn.
And here's how it's doing.
Wait, did he say 600?
It's been about 4 days since I uploaded this video. I spent about $600 to make it. How it's doing. Currently, the video is sitting at about 11,000 views. The channel is at about 1,000 subscribers. And you can check right now, this isn't all views from like direct clicking. You know, those are the views that I quote unquote paid for, right? That's the views that I got Mizkif to click it, and then everyone from Mizkif's chat went to watch it. But the key to all YouTube success is views under this category. That means algorithm views. And 30% of all the views in this video are from the algorithm, 3.5 thousand, which is huge. That's a big number. And this, although it doesn't look that good, 43% viewer retention, it's not that bad. People who figured out what this video is about, and you know, the people who didn't click out immediately, liked the video. They sat almost all the way through it. Obviously, there's a huge drop off because a lot of these people watched it with Mizkif and then immediately left, or whatever it was. I'm really happy with it. Honestly, after this video goes out, I'm sure it'll blow up a lot more. I think this video will end up with 100K views. So it kind of got a little out of hand, but I really believe in this video.
Just spend a month's rent on every 4-minute video you produce. To be fair, if you're making your own channel, you don't need to pay a voiceover talent. Like, you just do that shit yourself. You don't need to hire somebody to edit it. Ideally, you just do that shit yourself. Unless you're like me and you hate editing, which is why you've hired somebody else to do it for you. It's a bit skewed. And it's still skewed in the way that I said before, in that Ludwig still made the content. He still used the skill he developed over the years that he's done it. So
I really believe in the process that made this video. And
but yeah, that being said, the best practices that were used here are pretty easy to find on the internet. If you just Google like how to do better on YouTube, like you'll get a lot of this information. That being said, there's a significant amount of luck involved, because if it was all skill, a lot of the best practices being shown in this Ludwig video, you could find in a Google search. I'm pretty sure. And if that's the case, then everybody should be doing this as well on YouTube, but they're not. So what's the discrepancy there? Some of that is skill, some of that is luck. I don't know that this video did enough to clarify that, but I don't think that was the point of it anyway. It was just entertainment and a fun idea. And it was a good video.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not millions, it's not enough to go full time, but it's a start. And it's better than 95% of YouTube videos uploaded. And all it came down to was good content, good thumbnailing, good titling, and also, admittedly, a smart way to get it in front of people who are interested in this type of content. This could feasibly be done by anyone with just $50. I mean, maybe less if you go for a little smaller streamer who pays attention to his donations a little more. Mizkif, come on. I hope this was cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.
So now, unfortunately for that, the online lore channel is now tainted fully, in that this video came out, so everybody knows it's Ludwig. Mizkif made a video on it, so like, the cat's out of the bag. That channel, it is no longer useful for the purposes of what it was used for. But overall, I think that this video was
amazing.
It's pretty good.
Subscribe to Conure.
It's a good video. It's a good video. It was amazing. I agree. There's a lot of best practices in here. There's a lot of good tips and tricks. But unfortunately, because of the things that I said before, the fact that Ludwig's been doing this since, you know, the dawn of time or whatever, however long he's been doing it, he developed a skill set. He was able to effectively use that skill set, even though his branding was not attached to it, to make a good content. So obviously the probability of it being successful was a lot higher. That's the skill that's involved, but not everybody has the ability to attain that level of skill. It's going to be a rockier start for most people. But I think it was still a good video. If you watch this, I don't know that it proved the hypothesis that it was trying to prove, but it still gave people a lot of information, a lot of good techniques to try to do better on their own, which is a good thing. And I appreciated it. All right, that's that video. That's a YouTube video too, on my end, for sure. Thank you very much, Elk Owl, for the tier 1 sub for 4 months. Welcome back to the Twitch Chat Buff Club. Hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you for providing a randomly selected good alert for me to use while I was talking. You notice that I saw that alert happen, and I knew that I could make something funny with it. So I did. That's the skill involved. Anyway, I don't think it took itself that seriously either. No, definitely not. It's not like a fucking PhD thesis level, you know, peer-reviewed study type beat. It was just a fun little project, and I think it was pretty good. This video's conure callout is Comrade Kruger. Thank you for the support, and also for forcing me to try to learn how to pronounce Kruger correctly. If you'd like to be the next conure callout, all you gotta do, brother man, is follow me on Twitter at ConureCC. Retweet my video links when they go live. We speak the goddamn American language here. Remember to shoot that subscribe button like a goddamn fish in a barrel. Put all notifications on when you hit the bell. Leave a like if you'd like. I don't give a damn what you gotta say, but leave a comment down below anyway, and have an incredible day.